world of professional wrestling. On the show tonight, we'll talk about what the NWA did this week to make a comeback. We'll also talk about the AEW and the problem they're having putting together a solid wrestling card. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the AEW wrestling organization is facing a problem putting together a solid card for their show. The problem they're facing right off the bat here tonight, we're kicking it off with AEW talk. The problem AEW has, they have a ton, and I mean a ton of great talents that they are wasting, okay? They are wasting great talent because AEW does not want to put on a good product, okay? That's the bottom line, my friends. AEW does not want to put on a good product. They're putting out here a lot of garbage, okay? They're putting out here a lot of garbage. What NWA did on Sunday afternoon, they ran a pay-per-view at 4 p.m. against WWE, is on later that same night, okay? WWE was on later that same night running their Fastlane pay-per-view. Yes, they were. He was running pay-per-view Fastlane, and NWA ran a return pay-per-view that charged $19.99, which I, by the way, ordered, okay? I ordered that pay-per-view for $19.99 because they bought in wrestlers that I wanted to see wrestle. And then they took some old retreads from the WWE like Darren Young and brought him on NWA Power, which debuted Tuesday night at 6:05. And it's going to air 6:05, but you have to have a $4.99 subscription. Okay? I will be paying that money every month, $4.99, to have NWA Power. Okay? So that's it. NWA bought back Brodus Clay, formerly of WWE, now known as Tyrus. Okay? So they have Tyrus. Yes, they do. They have Tyrus. Yes. Tyrus. They have Tyrus. Yes. And then they also have, besides Tyrus, the NWA opponent Darren Young, like I mentioned on Power. They also have some other great talents, including the former Chris Masters, the Masterpiece. And they have the former Damian Sandow, who wrestles as Aaron Stevens in NWA. They lost a ton of talent in Eli Drake and Cowboy James Storm. Yes, they lost that talent. But at the end of the day, okay, we got a question here. Do I think the Sixers did enough? Ted, this is a wrestling show, dude. We're not going to talk about the Sixers on a wrestling show right now, dude. I'm sorry to tell you. You got a wrestling question for me? Go for it. Yeah, Ted, it's a wrestling show, brother. Okay, we're doing wrestling only right now. I'm not worried about what the Sixers did during a wrestling show, man. This is strictly wrestling right now. This is a brand new show that we're debuting. We're talking about wrestling right now. Only wrestling, Ted. And Ted, if you come to haps.tv, use my invite code. It's haps.tv/invite/ @Grizz Network to sign up for a haps.tv account. Okay, Ted? Help support the Grizz here, okay? You know, everybody out there, it's haps.tv /invite/ @Grizz Network. Share that link with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody that you possibly know. We need to catch Randy Horton. Let's make a statement that the Grizz Network people are with the Grizz 100% here. Because Randy Horton's in first place right now, blowing us away by almost 200 people. But if you guys get all your friends and your family and your coworkers and go to www.haps.tv/invite/@Grizz show, make sure you include the at Grizz show. You can help me win this contest. Okay. Okay. So the point is that the AEW and the NWA are competing against one another these days. But AEW has paired up with the Impact Wrestling Company. Together, AEW and Impact is taking on the Ring of Honor. They're taking on the NWA. They're taking on MLW. And they're taking on the WWE. That's 6 wrestling companies, folks. I didn't even mention New Japan. The wrestling business is changing dramatically. You only have 2 nights a week where you don't watch wrestling. Thursday is one and Sunday is the other. And if there's a pay-per-view on, you're watching wrestling on Sunday night. Tomorrow night, you got Ring of Honor pay-per-view. You have SmackDown. Saturday night, MLW is on. So, you always got some kind of wrestling choice. Yeah, but anyway, Ted, to answer your question, the Sixers have some issues. They need more talent, and they didn't get it today. They should have got Kyle Lowry at all costs. But anyway, who am I to say about the Sixers? I don't really get the basketball thing. I just don't get it, man. But yeah, do me a solid. Go to haps.tv/invite/@Grizz Network and subscribe to haps.tv and help me win this contest, okay? Okay. Now we got that out of the way. Let's keep moving. We got that out of the way, folks. We're out of the way with the whole promoting this contest that haps.tv is running. So, I can see that the wrestling audience isn't a strong audience, so I'm going to cut this show off pretty quick tonight, okay? Because, I thought that I had maybe a handful of people that wanted to come here and talk wrestling. Mike Digital, Ted Hicks, and I don't know who else, to be honest with you. They're the only 2 I could think off the top of my head that like to talk wrestling. So, Grizz's Wrestling Show episode 1 is going to be like a 10-minute wrestling show every week, dude. But let's quickly talk some more about wrestling here. Let's not just end it after 10 minutes. So let me talk to you about other aspects of wrestling right now. MLW is putting on a hell of a show every week, okay? MLW is a show that I highly recommend to you guys, okay? The talent in MLW includes their reigning defending champion, Jake Fatu. Yes, Jacob Fatu is the reigning defending MLW world champion. They also have this guy, Hammerstone, and they have some guy from Mexico. And they have some talent there. You know what I'm saying? They have former wrestlers like Brian Pillman Jr. on that show. They have Simon Gotch that used to wrestle in WWE as the Von Villains on NXT. So yeah, there's a lot of choices out there for wrestling, but MLW is worth giving an hour a week to. It's a really entertaining show. You'll see a lot of familiar faces there. Matter of fact, Leo Rush went to MLW. He's the cruiserweight champion there. They did have the British Bulldog son, Davey Boy Smith Jr. on there, but I haven't seen him on there recently. I don't know where the heck he's at. And the WWE released Andrade this week. That's right, Andrade has been released this week. So where will he show up next? Maybe he's headed off to MLW or possibly Ring of Honor, they say. So we'll see where that goes. And, look, the WWE right now has to get their act together. I haven't watched NXT, so I'm not going to talk about it. I will talk to you about Monday Night Raw this past Monday after the pay-per-view. I think they could have done a little bit more with that show, okay? That show was a dud. Okay? Let me tell you. That show was not that good. Monday Night Raw was not that good. Could have done a lot more instead of just the Randy Orton and the Fiend angle we keep seeing every single stinking week. Can we be done with Randy Orton and the Burnout Fiend already, okay? You know? Like, seriously, dude. Alexa Bliss got some value in other areas, but on wrestling, she's boring as hell. You know what I mean? So, anyway, it is what it is. And that is that, says the Grizz. So, I don't know where all these wrestling fans are here on Haps.tv, but apparently they're not here. So I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover for wrestling. So let's get on with the other show now. I'll be back after I close this show down and we'll get on with the real show that everybody wants. Peace. This has been Grizz's Wrestling Show.